Why don't we start with some NFL? I want to start with something that I've actually been trying to talk about for the last couple of days. The Dolphins. And it works today because they're going to play tomorrow night. Now, we all know the Dolphins have been the biggest disaster on the field so far this year. But the crazy thing about that is, I'm not sure if they've been a bigger disaster on the field or behind the mic. As always, I think you know the answer. Actually, I think they've been even worse at the podium. Dolphin fan, you can tell me. But to me, Miami is even more embarrassing when they open their mouths than when they try to play football, which is pretty tough to imagine because they're incredibly embarrassing when they try to play football. And by the way, remember when it couldn't get any worse? That was allegedly the good news, at least according to head coach Mike McDaniel. The positive after week one was, quote, I don't see how it could be worse.
The good news and the positive is I don't see how it could be worse.
Really? Well, everybody else could, Mike. Everybody else could. Great take, Mike, because 0-2 is worse than 0-1, right? Well, yeah, it is actually. Do the math, Mike. You're an Ivy. Do the math. So you couldn't see how it could be any worse.
I'm doing the Alfredo.
But it's already worse. And we all know it's going to get even worse than already worse, which is why I don't see how it could be worse. Has to be one of the dumbest week one post-game comments ever. One of the dumbest quotes ever from one of the alleged brainiest dudes ever, who does not sound so brainy at all these days. In fact, he sounds like somebody who's out of ideas and energy and has no idea what to say now. Incredibly, I don't see how it could be worse isn't even the dumbest thing he's said in the last 2 weeks. The only impressive thing that Mike McDaniel has done so far this season is somehow top the stupidity of his post-game comments in week one with even more moronic comments this past weekend. The irony of it is, I would have said last week that the good news for Mike's I don't see how it could be worse comment is, I don't see how he could say something worse than that comment. And just like Mike, I would have been very, very wrong because it can get worse. This is what worse sounds like. This is what he actually sounded like and what he actually said after the loss to the Patriots on Sunday.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game, honestly. And that is how you lose the game. You're moving the ball down the field. You're 1st and 10. And then you find yourself at 2nd and 20. That was critical.
Oh, come on, dude. How is anybody supposed to defend that? How is anybody supposed to get behind that? I mean, there's nothing clever or funny or quirky about any of that. That right there is barely even coherent. I mean, is that Mike McD? Or Alvin with his prize picks?
Withdraw.
Is that a pro football coach?
Withdraw.
Or Ira freaking Craig? No offense, Ira. To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game. That's the best you can come up with, Yaley? You're making Herm Edwards, you play to win the game, look like a brilliant observation, dude.
You play to win the game.
Hell, Jim Zorn doing hip hip hooray in the locker room is cringing at you, Mike. Jim Tom Sula hitting us with, I would not say that. I wouldn't say it either.
I would not say that. I wouldn't say it either. I would not say that.
Made more sense than the garbage spewing from your pie hole these days.
To win games, you have to win the game, not lose the game.
Honestly. But honestly, like he's got to punctuate that point because that was such an important point. Honestly. Hey, man, I got to keep it real.
Honestly.
To win the game, you can't lose the game. Honestly. But it can't get any worse. Yeah, I don't know, Mike. This feels a lot worse to me. You know what else is worse? When they start flying banners over the stadium on game day, and the banners say, fire Greer, fire McDaniel. That's worse. I mean, that's not good, right? But I know you didn't see the banner because you were too busy getting worked by Mike Vrabel. Okay, dude, whatever you say. I don't know who's more full of it right now. Mike McD saying that he didn't see that banner flying over his head, or Jalen Waddle trying to say that the Dolphins are feeling, quote, no pressure at all, end of quote, heading to Buffalo for Thursday Night Football this week. Feeling no pressure at all. The hell you aren't. That's either a straight up lie or even dumber than Mike's to win games, you have to win the game comment.
Games, you have to win the game.
If you guys don't feel pressure, that's a problem. Because
Honestly.
you absolutely should be feeling pressure right now because you're absolutely under pressure right now. So much pressure, it feels like the coach could get his ass run any second now. Yeah, but I know. Jalen Waddle does not hear that noise either because he's not really on the internet and he doesn't listen to the rat poison.
Rat poison.
I'm not making any of this up, by the way. He really said that this week. Like, I wish I was making all this up, but I'm not making any of it up. First of all, isn't rat poison positive feedback? Isn't that shine? Isn't that glaze? Wasn't Nick Saban's whole point about ignoring the rat poison was to ignore all the praise and hype? There is no praise or hype anywhere near this Dolphins team. It's actually the opposite of rat poison with this team. It's like rat food, rat fodder. I mean, far be it from me to tell an Alabama man what rat poison is, but I really don't think that rat poison is the problem here. So, no pressure, no rat poison to win games. You have to win the game, not lose the game. And the good news is it can't get any worse. All of that. Yeah, except that it can and it will. It is still getting worse. Every time one of these arsonists steps to a podium. Like, again, I don't know who's doing more damage right now. The Dodger bullpen arms, and you know Dodger Jim will get to that later on. The Dodger bullpen arms or the Miami Dolphin mouths. Once again, you know the answer to that. I guess Tua saw everybody else saying incredibly dumb things and was like, hey man, I'm the leader of this team. I need to step up, find a mic and a camera, and say something incredibly dumb too. So, Tua unleashes this take yesterday about how he's not even half the player that Josh Allen is.
Dude, he's top tier. You know, if it's not with his arm, it's with his legs. You know, that dude can do literally anything he wants. So, definitely different skill set for me. I can't do half of what he does when it comes to running the ball and any of that. And then with how he can just chuck a ball down the field, you know, with how far and the arm strength that he has, you know, he's supreme when it comes to that. So it's gonna be fun. Get to see him, get to play him again, and we'll see.
Dude must have walked off that like, man, I am so classy. I am so self-deprecating. Man, I'm awesome. Doesn't sound very fun squaring off against a guy who's twice the player you are. You can't do half what he does. I mean, dude, we know, but quiet part out loud, much. It's supposed to be a divisional rival. That's supposed to be a peer. We all know he's way better, Tua, but you're supposed to believe that you can compete with, wait for it, and even beat that guy. Not come out before the game and say, damn, I'm not half that guy. Man, dude, that dude, he's got a completely different skill set than me. I can't do half what that dude does. That dude is Superman. I'm just Tua. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Maybe you keep that to yourself. Let me put it to you this way. I don't think that any already livid Dolphin fan feels any better after hearing any of that. Don't be expecting me to do half the crap that guy can do because he's twice the player that I am. Not exactly the best way to inspire confidence going into a primetime road game on a short week, is it? I mean, I guess good for Tua for being honest. But if he was all the way honest, what he would have said was, I'm half his size, I'm half the player with less than half the arm, and I'm one more shot to the head away from living permanently in that blue tent. Yo, Mike, back to you, dude. Are you still sure it can't get any worse? Because this all seems so much worse.
I don't see how it could be worse.
Can't do
And
half
it
of
seems
what he
like
does
it's
when
getting worse every time one of yours opens one of their mouths. And it seems like it's about to get even worse still tomorrow night in Buffalo. The only thing I can say for the Dolphins right now has got nothing to do with the Dolphins and everything to do with the Bills because they're beat the hell up. They won't have Ed Oliver. They won't have Matt Milano on defense. The quarterback, who is twice the player that Tua is, also happens to have a shattered beak. He's got a busted nose. Look at the state of this dude after the game on Sunday. Check him out. My man's face is getting more and more bloated by the second. Dude is literally calling himself the third Bosa brother this week because of the enormous swollen schnoz. I mean, I don't know how much that impacts him, but he can't be very comfortable. So, Miami, I'm guessing this actually is going to be your very best shot. I mean, it's still warm in Buffalo. They're missing two key defensive players. Their MVP has a busted beak and is the third Bosa. And you guys can't afford to fall to 0-3. If you're going to win a big game against a good team, this has to be the game. Otherwise, you are going to find out what's even worse and what that looks like, Mike. 1-800-636-8686. See, that's the thing about me wanting to get to that on Monday.
Tumult first.
And then Tuesday. It doesn't matter. They keep talking and they keep making it worse.